there's a 100% chance of a laugh thunderstorm. Four men with different viewpoints take a movie, show, or documentary and review it uncensored, unfiltered, uncompromised, with no holds barred. Join BS3, Wilkes, King Doc, and H-Rap B as they take on Hollywood their own way. BS3 Network proudly presents the Fourcast, where H-Rap B always predicts,
if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
live every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Fourcast. It's the best cast tonight. Me and H-Rap in the building. Tonight review is Weapons. It's already been out for a while. Most of you guys should have seen it or plan on watching it. Highly recommend it. If you like mystery, if you like horror, if you like thriller, this is right up your alley right here. It's available on HBO. It was nominated for an Oscar. It actually won, I think, Best Supporting Actress at the Oscars. But just to give you a synopsis of the film before we get into it, 2025 American supernatural mystery horror film, directed, written, produced by, and co-scored by Zach Cregger. It stars an ensemble cast, including Josh Brolin, Julia Garner. It follows the case of 17 children missing from their classroom mysteriously and running away at night. And man, like I said, we got to tap into this tonight. So many different angles that we can talk about this. But A-Trap, good to see you. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Finally feeling the bug out of my system. Finally feeling like me, man.
Yeah. I hear you, man. And once that that bug hits you, it's like sometimes it takes a minute. And I've been taking your advice. Make sure we're taking care of ourselves. Make sure what we're taking. Yeah. All that stuff matters.
It was not a good 3-week period. Really a month, but sick 3. Recovery a week, and it was not good. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's only a few people I wish it on. No, I'm just playing. Yeah.
Only a couple.
A couple. You look at a couple people, yeah, I wish it on you.
There's a 100% chance.
Yeah. I wish it on you, but for the most part, I wouldn't wish it on anybody.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into some initial thoughts. Weapons. So I mean, obviously, it was all over social media. I mean, people were talking about it for months. At this point, with it being nominated for an Academy Award, normally they put this on, some type of streaming platform. HBO was the streaming platform, so as soon as I seen it on there, I was like, all right, I got to watch this. We got to review it. This seems like something right up our alley. But give me your initial thoughts on this film.
It was original concept. It was exactly what we were complaining about the last 2 weeks. Entertainment has been non-thought provoking, non-original. It's just mundane and just going along with the flow. This was original. This was thought provoking. This was exciting, engaging, and it made you watch the movie. We got to the point where we do this when we watch movies and we're talking. This one you had to pay attention because if you miss something, you'll it'll take you at least 15, 20 minutes to catch back up. Because it was one, I will admit, at one point I was approaching this as I approached a lot of movies that are made in 2025, 2026. And I was like, wait a minute. And then I had to start it over. I had to watch this movie twice because I wasn't paying attention the first time. And then again, once I locked in, I was locked in. So
yeah. This was one of those. I wish Wilkes was here. He's not able to be on tonight, but this is like, jump scares. This is, key details and the certain things throughout the film. They're telling the different stories of different people, and then they're bringing all the stories together kind of at once. So, it was directed very well, and like you said, this is the film where it's original, it's creativity, it makes you think, it makes you wonder, and we see so many, kids either disappearing or kids or just people in general, being murdered and you can't find them. Hell, Nancy Guthrie's mother, I don't even know what's going on with that situation. I mean, that was months ago. So, I mean, it's just, in today's time, we see so much of this. I think this film was perfect for this day and time right now. And so
it is, what I really appreciated about this film, how we saw it was almost like, I'll say that for later. What I appreciated about this film was this. It gave us a look into America, a peek into the actual America, because people don't think anymore. Like it was this one scene. Remember, I mean, maybe about 30 minutes into the movie, when everybody was focusing on the teacher, focused on the teacher, and they went and dug up everything they could about it. They was only taking surface information. Well, she was expelled from another school, because fraternizing in the employment situation, not this. And then they excoriated her for actually caring. You're a steward of young people. You're a teacher. And they excoriated her for caring. And this is where we live in now. So that's why I really appreciate it, because I love any movie that takes real life and puts it in front of us. We can either laugh, we can either empathize, or we can either criticize. And that's what this movie did. It showed us the problem with America Day, if you ask me.
Yeah. And how many times, that's a great point. How many times do we have a teacher that would drop you off, a teacher that would walk you home if you live close by, like how you doing at home? I mean, giving you some advice. I mean, like those type of things were vital in my upbringing, having teachers that cared. Because, I mean, you could have a teacher that just would, once the day was over with, bye, never talk to you again. They see you walking down the street alone, and I go try to stop, and she actually cared. And that's that extra mile that I think we don't see sometimes, and sometimes for good reason, because they don't want it to come back on them. Exactly. That's like seeing somebody on the side of the road, and you got a question: do I want to stop and help this person, or are they just trying to pull a fast one over on me?
Especially when her supervisor was telling her, I know 80% of your problems with this is because you actually care. How is that a problem?
Right.
But this is the world we live in today. No one, and it's a lack of communication. It shows our poor ability, our ability to communicate with each other. We have turned rugged individualism into a way of life. We've made empathy a crime.
Yeah.
And we've made being neighborly something that we forgot about altogether. Yeah. And this is why your children, that's why your children will walk off in the middle of the night, because they don't have anybody they can lean on. Because whether we want to admit it or not, your daughter, she's like 10.
14.
14, damn.
Yeah, I know, man. Growing too fast, man. Growing too fast. But yeah.
But like, okay, it's even better though. She's learning more from her peer group than she is from you and your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's talking to her peer group. Right. And if you're lucky enough, in my case, Mr. Fred Thomas, Jimmy Fields, and other people throughout the community, I was able to talk to them. These were full-blown adults and they would talk to us. They would engage with us.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like I could talk to my mother like that. And then, I had me, Mike, and Vince. These are my cousins. These are my first cousins. We were together like brothers. So we learning from each other, and think about that. I'm learning from empty.
Right. Right.
So when you put yourself in a situation like this is that I think that was the whole metaphor of the movie.
Yeah.
If you put yourself in a situation where you're just walking past people, anything can happen to your children. That's why, the rebranding of my show, when we talk about the show at the end, that's why I'm rebranding my program for what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of times, you turn a blind eye to something that is off. Like in the teacher in this film, Julia Gardner, who's her probably claim to fame was Ozark, if anybody ever seen that show on Netflix. But that kind of blew her up into stardom. But she did a great job in this film, kind of showing like I care too much to not see what's going on. Now she was she teetering on the line because she followed him home, but she knew something is off. When something is off, and you were trying to figure out, because you don't know if everyone else is putting in that top effort or putting in that effort. So she ends up following him home, one of the kids in the class, and to be like this close to what was going on, like she even's peeking through the blinds, and you start to see, okay, these people just sitting up, not doing anything. That's a red flag. So, what do you do with that information? Let me give a shout out to Courtney Harden. Thank you for tuning in. Part of BS3 Network, dropping shows every week, multiple times a week, doing a great job. Did a series on Women's History Month, so make sure you check that out, The Real Deal with Courtney Harden. All right, so here's kind of the gist of the film. Or in the beginning, it's a young girl telling kind of the story, and that's again great filmography when you have a child and it's about kids telling the story from in reverse, and kind of saying, okay, this is what happened, but this is what really started the story. So great job on that. So the kids end up running away at 2:17 in the morning. And horror films, there's a few films that I've watched where it had a particular time in it, and that just kind of takes the intensity up a notch, because you're like, okay, what is it with this particular time? Does it mean something? Or is it just, a time that they chose, but it sticks in your mind? There's a film I've seen called The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which I will probably never watch again. I don't do those types of films anymore, but I think it was like 207 or something. And that's when, she went crazy and all that. But I felt like that when you were able to pinpoint this, and just to see them running out with the arms to the side, you didn't know what was going on based on the preview. But when you see this graphic right here, you're like, okay, they look like they just running outside having fun. That's initially what I thought. Like, oh, maybe they're all being controlled to go, and maybe they come back. But kind of give me your thoughts on that 2:17 in particular, and with the kids running out the door.
Hey, first of all, you're gonna wake up at 2:17 this morning.
Probably.
You're gonna wake up at the time.
Probably it's stuck. It's like stuck in my brain now.
But that's the beauty in a well thought out movie. Anybody can make Freddy Krueger come out of the furnace after being burned, and anybody can have Jason follow you around and kill you. This is why I said you must engage in this film, not in a casual way. This is the type of thing that puts butts in the seat in a theater. This is why we are so engaged. This is why we do what we do on Monday evenings, because not only does it set the pace, it forces you to A, B, C, D, map out. And then you're forced to back map while you're watching the movie, because you have to document this in accordance to what's happening, because at some point that time will reoccur and it will confirm itself. And that's why this is the very complaint we made last week.
Yeah.
There's not enough thought provocation. There's not enough engagement. It's just mindless fodder, violence, nudity, and explosions. And you're like, yeah. Then
wow, yeah. I mean that only catches your attention for 2 seconds. Like this film makes you think like, okay, if I see something off, or anybody that's watching this, it's gonna make you look at people differently, just to analyze what's going on, because a lot of times we just going through life like zombies. We just going through the motions. We see something that's off and we just keep moving. So that's what a film's supposed to do.
Exactly. I totally agree with everything you just said. It's just you know what? This is one of those films, right? Even if it's not your cup of tea, you'll engage with it because what does the end look like? Like, I don't really like this, but I'm gonna watch. It's it's kind of like Pootie Tang. The first time I saw Pootie Tang, it was just ridiculous, right? And I was like, this is stupid. But I couldn't turn off the TV. I was like,
yeah.
Where's this going? and now it's one of my favorite movies because then after I had to watch it like 4 times. And I remember sitting up going, this is horrible. Why am I watching this? And then it clicked. And then it became a mentally a cult classic.
Cult classic.
Yeah. This is one of those films in which if you casually watch, you're not gonna get it.
Yeah. And so you see all the kids run away, and then the teacher comes into the classroom, and like what? Again, another level of a horror film. You come into class and you're supposed to have 17 kids, or what was it? Yeah, 17 kids in there.
17 children.
Yeah, you come in there and there's only one kid sitting there. So immediately in your brain, you're like, okay, did they all get a stomach bug? Did they all get sick? And it's just one kid sitting in there. Like that was a shock when if you were a teacher walking in the classroom, you only see one kid. Obviously, something's wrong. And then you're like, okay, so now I'm starting to think, did this kid? My mind immediately went, okay, this kid was bullied or something, and he had some type of omen. I thought it was an omen situation. Where he had all the kids running to the lake or something. That's what my mind was going. But when she walked into that classroom, just the one kid sitting there, what was you thinking?
You know what? I saw that and I thought it's just this book called Elephants in the Sky, and this book is about. I almost don't want to say it because people already think I'm going that way. This book is about all the white people in the world drowned themselves. They just walked in the lake.
Just walked into the lake.
And killed, no matter where you are, if you were in Alabama, if you were in Milwaukee, if you're in Minnesota, you in Oregon, you in Florida, you in Bangor, Maine, they just killed themselves and they left the world to the brown people. And this is one of those things like everybody, all the kids ran away, but this young man.
Yeah.
And the first thing popped in my mind when he looked at her, because remember, she walked in and he looked back. And I was like, I see dead people.
yeah, that too. And then also it made me think of Sandy Lake, because all those kids that were murdered, and then they tried to, what was it, Alex? I don't even want to say his name.
Yeah, don't even say his name.
I don't even say his name.
Jones.
Yeah, man, he trying to act like it didn't happen, but like that, it made me think of that too. But yeah, you when you walking in there, you got to be like, this can't be real. Like I must be dreaming. But yeah, that's another good comparison to this film. And then she ends up. I'm gonna pull up this picture real quick. She ended up kind of having this dream of her going back to the classroom, because I mean I think she was a first year teacher.
I know her first year there, because remember she had got fired for fraternizing with an employee.
Right. So it was her first year at this particular school. You're trying to make a good impression. You're trying to, help the students the best you can. And your class, of all classes, all the kids disappear except one. So, and this goes into the as a society, the victims, we love to shame them before we even know the full story. Like we all got it bad. We and social media, I think, is the biggest part of this, which they didn't necessarily. I don't think they included social media in the film.
I don't remember any social media inclusion in this.
Any social media aspects of it. But this is exactly what happens. You before you know the situation, you judge, and they immediately was like, okay, it's her class. Obviously, she has something to do with it. She was like, I don't know anything either. I love these kids just like you guys do. And I think we as media as well, or as whoever's behind the person, we like to put them up in front of the camera immediately, which can be a good or a bad thing. They put her up at the podium in front of all these parents. It was really nobody on her side except the principal. So I'm like, you got to think that wasn't gonna go well, regardless.
And then again, this is why I said there's a peak inside of America. It's the sheeple concept. You just go, group think. I ain't gonna think, because if you sit, even though it's a movie and it's had to go this way, but if you really thought about it, how could the teacher have this effect on 16 other children?
Right.
If I don't have any children, I don't have any class. I don't have any class. I don't get paid. I don't get paid. What's the purpose of me being here? So, but people never want to take responsibility for whatever their shortcomings are, because there's no way on God's green earth that my child leaves the house in the middle of the night and I don't know.
Right. And they were under my care, and I didn't prevent it from happening. And clearly that's not true. Back in the 90s, probably 80s and 90s, I mean, it was kids running away all the time. Like, for whatever the reason was, they weren't happy, or they met somebody, and then you had the internet, the beginning of the internet and chat rooms, and then they would go and try to meet up with a person. I mean, like, that stuff was going on, no matter how you felt that you and your child had a good relationship. If they got a mind of their own and they're able to walk out the door, they'll walk out the door. And I think that's also another part of this. Like, we have to, the best of our ability, we have to have a dialogue with our kids, or like we've always talked about, that community, so that if there is a situation, at church, your teacher that you have that teaches the kids, like, they can be like, hey, I've seen some things that you may want to think about, or you may want to talk to Ari about. So, like, again, those things make you think in this movie.
And then to piggyback off what you just said, you must have that communal bond so you can lean on each other. But you also have to be open to listening. And these people were not open to listening to anything. Again, this is microcosm of what's going on in America today. I think what I think. I'm going to influence others to think what I think. We're going to think what we think. No factual basis.
Right.
No rhyme, no reason, and no position to stand on. I'm just reacting. I'm going to jump into my emotions. I'm going to jump into my opinion, because that is the greatest crutch in the history of the world. That's my opinion, as if it can't be challenged. This is your opinion. I mean, it's not or uninformed, or sound stupid. It's just you think that, and that's okay. But and whoever put this film together, that's exactly what this is just a small piece of what we're thinking in this country every day. And of course, there's somebody out there that's watching. Oh, not me, but the rest of us. I'm speaking in general. And that's why we're dealing with what we're dealing with every day. That's why the people who are in charge of the United States federal government are in charge of it, because I want to believe that my opinion allows me to accept this. And when your opinion and want meet and it goes unchecked, you get this.
There's a guy, I'm trying to find his name, but he is all over social media right now. And what he does is he'll go into a room. Man, if I can find this guy's name, you may know who I'm talking about.
I know. Are you talking about the short stick dude?
Well, it's a young, it's kind of a young black guy that he ran for a political office, but what he does, he debates people. So he goes into this room and it's him, and maybe it's him against
Isaiah Martin. Come on, Isaiah, he has a beard.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Isaiah Martin. It goes against 20 different MAGA supporters, and he just debates them one at a time, and he just tears them apart because he understands what's going on, and he knows what what tactics they're going to use, what strategy, what they're going to say, because a lot of the times the rhetoric is the same. So it's not like you got to try to come up with some major plan. But I kind of brought that up because he knows he's going into really the lion's den, but he's able to pinpoint what it is that they're going to say, and he's able to debate them down to the point that they leave and they're like, all I got to do is shake your hand and step away because you was right.
No, so I think they never admit it.
They ain't gonna admit it, but you can see that they lost on camera.
Yeah. Because this is a program that's been going on for a while. Charlie Kirk was actually on that program. Skip Bayless has been on that program. Anybody who identifies themselves as a person in the know, it's them. Like you could be, I think it's 25 Christians versus a Muslim. It's 25 conservatives against a Democrat or a liberal. So I've been saying that's been going on for about 3 years. And yeah, you're right. It's not difficult to defeat the ignorant. The ignorant don't do research. That's why they're ignorant. The ignorant does not want to be any more informed. Again, that's why you're ignorant. And it's a lot of people walk around that they perch themselves, set themselves on a perch, nail themselves and marry themselves to their personal unfounded opinions. Right. And then they chirp. Right. And then what they do is they use things like ideology, grammar, and selected portions of history to support their foolish pride. Right. Notice I didn't say their foolish stance, their foolish pride.
Right. Yeah.
You're operating off pride.
Yeah.
People act as if being right gets you something at the end of the day.
Right.
No, it doesn't. All it does is, I was right today. And like I've been saying my whole life, the next time I wake up and I don't make a mistake will be the first time I wake up and don't make a mistake. So
yeah,
it ain't happening.
And the name of that, it's a YouTube channel, and I think it's on Facebook too, but it's called Jubilee.
Jubilee, yes.
Yeah. Yes. And they got a ton of videos on there. But it really, again, it makes you think, and it's entertaining, but also it's like how ignorant are people that just because somebody else said it and you repeat it with no research and then you're like, oh yeah, that made sense. No, it made sense to you because you believe what somebody else said.
Confirmation bias.
Right. And then so going to this film, they do this press conference. Immediately the parent stands up. And I think sometimes in this film and it's your life as a parent, you need to direct. Some parents, you need to direct your pain somewhere, and sometimes your pain is directed towards somebody that may not be able to solve your problem or had anything to do with it, but you got to put that pain somewhere. So that dad, which was played by Josh Brolin, that was his key target immediately. And then when you seen his wife was like, look, I'm going to work. Like I gotta move on. I'm not saying I'm not hurt, but I'm saying I gotta move on. But Josh Brolin and Julia Gardner's character was similar because they wanted to get to the end of this. It's no way these kids just disappear and that's it, and they're all gone, and I'm just gonna leave it alone. You can see how it was like affecting his work. So I think as a parent, when something happens, we have to find a way to get to the end of it, but also you got anger, you got pent up anger that you got to do something with.
Yeah, man. The new terminology is emotional intelligence. His wife clearly had emotional intelligence.
Right. Great point.
masculine pride going, and that's why he couldn't get past it. You have to let things to develop, and then the I believe this the educator, her problem was guilt.
Yeah.
She knew, hey, the longer this festers,
the more it's gonna be on me.
See, yeah. So yeah, man, it just comes down to, hey, are you willing to trust? As we always say, you and our sports fans trust the process.
Mm-hmm.
But when the highlights are on you, trust the process, man.
Right. When it's your kid, it's hard to trust the process. When you're the prime suspect and you didn't do anything, it's hard. And that's that. I mean, we see that so many times. Is that if I gotta prove that I'm innocent, I can't just allow people to continue to talk about me. Some people go in hiding and let it just die down. And some people get on on the stand and they yell at the top of their lungs, "I didn't do this. I don't have anything to do with it." And then when you see, I think another great thing they did is they implemented door cams. Obviously, door cams are huge now. If you have one and there's a crime that goes down, you have footage, and to see the footage of them just running out the door, nobody's out there, nobody's luring them out there. That was creepy as hell though. See all them kids is running, but the dad is like, okay, where are they running to? And that's when Brolin and Julia Garner they stop being enemies, and they're like, okay, we're on the same page. There's no need for us to. And that all started with the principal coming out of nowhere, man, like mad possessed. I'm like, this. When you see all these clips and stuff, you're wondering, are they possessed or what is causing them to just spaz out? And then you start to realize, okay, they're being controlled. Let me give a shout out, Keisha. Thank you for tuning in. Good evening to you as well. This movie was something else. Yeah, something else. Is definitely it, because this was again, this was something that when you sat down and watched it, you watching this thing from beginning to end. Now my wife, she ended up checking it out because she's not when she started seeing the kids in the classroom and her having a dream, and she was like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah. And that's and again, man, that's what I was saying. When is the film done well, it hits home.
Yeah,
everybody can't watch it.
Yeah, it does something to you. And this is the scene I wanted to pull up. She's dreaming. This is a dream, and a great filmography. You got to implement the dream, the reality, and then there's some in the middle. Like you watching this, you don't know. She could have went up to the school early in the morning to, do something or get their schoolwork together. So she's walking through there, and she goes into the classroom, and all the kids are there, and they all look dead, or they look all their heads are down, and the one kid lifts his head up, and then they're like, whoa. So it had moments where I don't care who you are, your mouth was dropped open, or you at least jumped a little bit. And it's no better movie when you're talking to the TV. And I was talking to the TV a bunch of times.
Yes.
Like, why are you going there? Why are you peeking through the blinds? When she went over to the house, I'm like, okay, I understand what you're trying to do, but you really stepping on the line because you don't know what's going on in that house. And I think she was trying to get in there. I don't think she actually went in the house though.
No, she never went in the house. Thank you. But and then again, it goes back to the clearing of my name. My name is my name.
Right. I need to do whatever I can. I don't care if my life may be at risk, but I'm gonna do what I can. But actually, it ended up being the crackhead, of course. The crackhead ended up going in the house, and he played the hell out of that role. I mean, like it's one thing to play a guy with a suit on that's a businessman and is working for a Fortune 500 company. But it's another thing to play a crackhead climbing through the window with the walk. I mean, that actor, I'm gonna pull up his name here, but he he played the hell out of that role. He ended up going into the house.
Mhm.
I'm like, wouldn't probably be no better than him to be the one to do it. But that his name was Austin Abrams. So shout out to him, man. Did a great job on that.
Sacrificial lamb.
There you go. There you go. Crack is a whack. Yeah, man. This, and it was able to kind of tell his story, and it basically told like that particular day. It didn't go too far back. It didn't go into trying to tell people all of what was going on in their lives, but that particular day, it gave you just enough information for you to say, okay, he's tied to this for a particular reason. Josh Brolin's tied to this for a reason. The principal, and they're all living separate lives, but you're at some point you realize, okay, they're all somehow tied to this. And man, this was one of those films where it really, I think, brought out the best in all the actors too, and that's what you want. That's what you want in a film.
Yeah. Allow me to piggyback off what you just said. It brought out the best in all the actors, and this is the perfect example of direction. The director,
right,
put us in this movie. You felt like you were there. You felt like, hey man, I'm watching this on the newspaper. As you mentioned, the story about the drug addict, right?
Yeah.
You included him. You didn't get into all the minutia, this and that, and this and that. You just said, this is who he is. This is how we going. I really appreciate it. Man, again, man, we don't get this in cinema anymore.
No.
It's long drawn out. I don't really care. I don't really want to talk. This Brian Williams, and then it was this, and then fifth grade, and then like, we don't need all that. Who is he, Brian?
Right.
We move.
What happened on that day that's most vital? That's all they gave you. Was most vital to this film, and then the principal. I mean, you could tell that he was married to a man, but they didn't try to make this like we need to give you the backstory on how he became. It was just like, look, it is what it is. Now we gonna show you how he ended up turning crazy. So it gave you just enough. And speaking of the director, this picture right here explains it all. This is a director on the left, standing next to Julia Gardner. You can see he's given direction, and that's some of the best filmmakers. You think of a Spike Lee, you think of a
Martin Scorsese,
you think of a Ryan Coogler. They're in the movie, and I'm not saying they're actually in it. Spike Lee is sometimes, but Ryan Coogler is so engaged in the film that he's walking you through, I'm sure, almost everything, because he knows what he wants to see, and he knows what actors can do it. What he wants to see.
And again, to piggyback off what you said, man, I'm staying on the pump. No. But again, to engage with what you said, right? This is why we enjoyed this film so much, because it takes me back to just being a dad, right? I remember I had my son read Malcolm X.
Yeah.
And then at the time, Malcolm X was probably my favorite movie in the world. And I had BJ watch it, and BJ was disappointed in the movie the first couple times he watched it because he read the book. He was like, "Hey, where's his sister?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I did that purposely. And the reason I did that is I wanted him to watch the movie, and I wanted him to engage with reading. And the reason I said, "Okay, BJ, remember his suit when he was walking in the joint?" He was like, "Yeah, it's the wrong color red." I said, "You know why you feel that way?" I said, "Because that's how you saw it in the book, and you saw it up here. The movie is how they see it."
Right.
And that's why I say, that's why you hear people say the book is always better than the movie. And that's what makes a good director. I'm going to make you see what I saw in the book.
Yeah.
And one of the opportunities that we got, what we clearly see, that this guy really immersed himself in this story, because he said, "I ain't cutting no corners. I'm keeping you engaged. Every character, you will know what time it is, and we will walk you through this step by step, inch by inch, page by page, and I really appreciate it though.
Yeah. And I'm gonna give you every bit of each character that you need to see. Not necessarily and not anything over the top, not even anything extra. I'm gonna give you everything that you need to see, so you're gonna be putting the pieces together. And I think that, like you said, you're gonna be putting the pieces together in your mind as the film is going along. And I think one of the best characters in this film was this the police officer here.
I know you.
I'm like, what is this? We got to talk about this. What was his? Was he afraid of blood? Was that his
I don't know
thing?
what. Hey man, I don't know what his deal was. Like that was something else I liked about this movie. You could form your own characteristics for the person. Like okay, I laughed so hard because as the movie goes on, I started calling him Officer Doofy. Remember him for Scary?
Yeah,
I'm having fun with this movie, man. This is why I like cinema. But yeah, I don't know what his deal was, man. He was just a weirdo.
He was a straight weirdo. And then he goes home. He ended up he had a relationship with Julia Gardner. They didn't have to go too far into it. You figured like, okay, they met at the bar, and he's seeming like he doesn't want to be there, but it's undefeated, man. And the minute she said, "Well, you want to come over?" and he was like, "No, I'm good." She was like, "You sure?" And then, hey, he ended up in the bed, woke up in the morning. So, like, look, it's undefeated. It will never lose. All right, and she knew she had the goods.
Hey, and you know what I really liked about it? We got a preview of a problem that we didn't know what the problem was.
Right.
Remember, she was going overindulging on that alcohol, right? So, girl come up behind me, get the pouring alcohol on. I'm like, and then they switched to her on the couch. And I was like, was that a dream sequence? Then,
what? Yeah, it just went straight from that store, Beverages and More, or whatever, insert whatever liquor store you can think of.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it had the wife in there, the wife of the police officer, and dude, you got to be a better liar, man. If she says, "Where were you?" I was on the job. Like that's all he had to say. The dude just froze, and she immediately, when you don't do that to a woman. All right, you better have your story, you better have your ducks in a row. That dude, like, come on, you can't be that stupid. But
that struck me as odd as well, because I'm like, come on, dog, you just cheated on your wife,
right?
You had
no answer.
Yeah, you had to be on the way home. Man. Oh my God!
What I'm about to say, I know I messed up.
Even though your wife not home, you're like, hey man, when she show up, I ain't finna have it. I just got some. Like he might as well had I just got some Coochie t-shirt on.
Right, exactly. He might have said, I'm here with stupid. You should have had that shirt on.
Right. I was standing there like, come on, dog.
You ain't got no answer at all. No answer.
Come on, bro. If you are that honorable, you're not cheating on your wife, bro.
Right.
You ain't.
And she put two and two together. Anybody that's married in a relationship, your significant other that's a female can put two and two together 10 times faster than you can. So while you up here going like this with a hamster wheels going on in your brain, she already done solved the problem. So come on, man, you got to be better, man. I was like, man, you might as well shoot yourself, man. It's over.
I can give women credit, but not in this case. No,
he did it to himself. Yeah.
He had a gun on his head. And then he started shaking. I'm like, come on.
He didn't say anything. And he was limping. I mean,
no Ed Lover to show up and go, come on, son.
Come on, son. Right.
Like, come on, dog.
Exactly, man. Hey.
On the women and the detection and the intuition. Okay.
Yeah. But he tripped over his own feet. And then with the crackhead, he ends up finding him. It's like he was so, and then the other part of this was his wife's father was the captain of the police station. So then, he comes into work and he's looking at him, and the captain's looking at him like, bro, just keep walking. Don't even look in his direction.
Right.
Like he already thinks something about you as it is. And you just gotta tiptoe around him and look at him like, I messed up. And look in his eyes was like, I did something stupid.
And see, that's what I'm saying. That might be the only flaw in this movie, right? Don't tell me this dude is dishonorable, but you're still over there getting the skins, man. No,
Right.
sir. If your conscience is bothering you that much, they'd have been bothering you right here.
Right, exactly. The minute that you walked out of that bar, the minute she said, "You sure you should have went home right there?" When they went to his story, he was arguing with his wife. The job, it seemed like he really didn't want to be a cop. Maybe he wanted to be a detective instead of a cop. Maybe that was his end goal. And then he ends up, meeting at the bar with that "you up" text. What you doing? He got that "what you doing" text. He could have just said ignored it or whatever. Nah, he was interested. He was interested.
Wanted to do the butt naked.
Exactly.
I was like, that's what I'm saying, man. That was the only thing I ain't like about this whole joint.
Yeah. And then he ends up going into fast forward, they're telling his story. He picks up the crackhead because let's go back. He ends up going into the house.
Yeah. We can't call them crackheads.
Sorry.
They're
drug abusers. Drug abusers. Crackhead already coming on. We used to call them knocks back in my day. But so Alden Abrams, that was his character. I don't even know if they said what his name was, but his name was Austin. Oh, James. So he ends up going into the house because he's trying to get his next hit. He ends up finding this iPad that's like cracked. He brings it to the pawn shop, and dude's like, "No, I'm not giving you anything for this." So immediately he's like, "Okay, I got to figure out what I'm gonna do." And he ends up going to, I don't know how that was like the hub of this movie was that house.
Yeah.
Like anybody that was involved in the film had some type of connection or been to the house, which was another great thing about cinema. If it had your curiosity on a 10 with that house only. You didn't think about any other house because you figured everybody seems to go to this. Mm-hmm. They don't leave or they go in there and then there's people basically like a statue sitting in there. And that scene was hilarious. He goes in there, he's taking silverware, he's taking stuff, and then he sees the people sitting on the couch. He's like, "Whoa, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to." I mean, it made me think of like it made me think of Martin or something like Brother Man from the Fifth Floor or Tracy Morgan or something. Made me think of that. So it had a little bit of comedy in it, but he ends up going in there and figuring out, okay, I'm gonna get my stuff, going downstairs, and that was the climax of the movie when you see all those kids basically standing and looking into space.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're like, okay, are they going to believe James? Because James is not the most credible person. James is not the most credible person. But you walk down there and he sees those kids. What was your first thought?
I didn't know what to think.
I was like, damn.
I thought they were robots. Or not robots. What's the new thing? What's the new terminology? Clones.
Clones.
Yeah. I thought they were clones. It just blew me away. But if I'm James, man, that's how you get high again, man. You go tell about the kids. And
the cop told him. And the cop was more so, again, covering his behind because he knew he sucker punched him in the face. And he's like, he's thinking probably I can't lose his job. So if I see you again, there's some problems on site. Immediately, he ended up trying to chase him down. But where James made his vital mistake is he went into that house alone. He didn't know, but we knew. We knew, okay, he going into I knew immediately he not coming out of this house.
Yeah.
If he does come out of this house, he could be mind controlled.
Tell God I say hi, James.
Right. And then man, there was so many great scenes in this. Julia Gardner, the teacher, goes to the school. Now she on straight alky situations, man. She's straight with the bottle of vodka in the car, just drinking, and she ends up passing out. And so I'm like, okay, I mean, she's gonna wake up and just drive home. That's when I started thinking, all right, whoever's in that house, they're being controlled because somebody comes out of the house, like walking like Frankenstein, gets in the car. I'm like, okay, she's dead. That's the only reason why she would get in the car. She doesn't wake up, so I'm like, wake up! What are you doing? I'm talking to the TV, and then he ends up cutting the hair. So what was your thoughts on that when you seen that scene?
Man, first of all, you gotta go. Like you watching, I'm going, get the
what are you?
But I'm like, come on, man. You already know you reckless. See, like when everybody in the town hates you, they trying to actually put hands on you.
Right.
I'm not getting drunk outside.
No. In front of somebody else's house does not matter.
I was about to say, in front of somebody else's crib. I'm like, nah. But hey, you know what I thought it was? I thought that was going to be a plot twist, to be perfectly honest with you. When I saw that, I thought they're going to kill her and it's going to be something else.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
And I thought maybe, parallel to one of my favorite shows now, Paradise, which I gotta catch up on the last episode. That series is amazing. But you think, okay, like Jane in Paradise, like there's no way she's not gonna die because she's a very vital character, and she ends up getting shanked in the show. I'm like, this is how she died. I was a little bit.
That's why I was like, is this gonna be a pivot?
This could be something else,
right? Because I'm like, hold it, she's too vulnerable. She drunk. She out on her back. She flat out, and I'm like, who else could it be? I'm like,
right.
Who they gonna then? Because I went to the police chief because you clearly knew something that he wasn't telling.
He wasn't telling. Like he knew there was something going on, but he didn't want to give all his cards. I'm gonna try to figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought they were zombies. I thought, okay, we knew this is a zombie film because the way she was walking, it was like you seen any zombie film. That's exactly how she was walking. Like you have control over your body, but you don't have control.
Mm-hmm.
And then she just gets in the car and cuts the hair, and I'm like, okay, what?
Yeah,
like, she could have just stabbed him in the neck. She could have stabbed her in the neck, and that's what I thought was gonna happen. Yeah, that I was puzzled. I was okay, I have no clue where this is going now.
But again, it shows to the quality of the direction because he had us leaning way to the right.
Yeah,
he threw us a curveball. We was like, wait a minute, we went all the way over here, and then we end up right back center, which again shows excellent cinema, excellent storytelling, and excellent direction.
Yeah. And then when you go to that house in particular, this newspaper. If you see a house and you're walking by and you see newspaper on the windows, you could keep walking. You're not even gonna turn around.
I'm not going in that crib.
No, you're not even wondering what. I wonder what's in there. Nah, I'm good.
I'm good. I don't need to know. Whatever.
I don't even know.
I want it to be a secret.
Yeah. But yeah. So, and then comes Aunt Gladys. Like the makeup, the everything with this lady. Like I don't know if I've seen a crazier looking female villain in a film. They just made her look like the absolute craziest person.
Damn, you might be right, man. I
don't know if I've seen a female villain look this.
I was just about to say, I've never seen a female villain in the movie. Unless you want to count Sharon Stone and
yeah, Sharon. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I don't know because normally they're going for the sex appeal, and I'm gonna hit you on the back end. I'm gonna kill you on the back end because you're attracted to me. But they went the older lady, the senile grandmother, and this is similar to His and Hers. Go watch that too. I don't know if you've seen that yet. His and Hers, it's a complete plot twist at the end, but
okay.
They went the elderly. Oh, I'm not right, but I got an ultimate plan, and they didn't really dive into why. I thought maybe she was harvesting like their organs, souls or something, or something to make her feel better. But when you get to the end of it, you're like, she was just crazy.
Yeah. They just said, hey, nah, it ain't that deep.
It ain't that deep. She was just a psycho. She was supposed to be in an insane asylum, and being a good was her granddaughter, or that was her aunt. Being a good niece, you're like, how many people do this too? Like, I know nobody else seems to want to take care of Aunt Gladys, but the goodness of my heart, I'm gonna be that person to bring her in. Like, I've had cousins stay with me, just because something was going on, or the parenting wasn't well. You just bring them in, and you help them get on their feet, or you help them as long as possible because it's family.
Mm-hmm.
And so this again gave you the complete plot twist because they're looking out for Aunt Gladys, but Aunt Gladys ain't looking out for y'all at all. She had a whole different plan
for the joint.
Yeah, she was immediately. But man, talk about Aunt Gladys. The character that they use and the angle that they use.
Okay, the angle that they used was wonderful because it was in left field, and we watched it first, second, and third base. We like, this cop son, cheater,
right.
Teacher, crazy dad, okay, right. Occasional random neighbor, and then at one point he even made it seem like nobody else was in town.
Yeah.
So when Aunt Gladys is introduced, you're like, and then when she acted all crazy, you're like, she can't be at this. How about this though, Ben?
She can't be this calculated.
Right. Hey, Ben, how about this? I'm going by what you just said. This is triggered while you were talking. Is Aunt Gladys set up for the sequel?
I think so. I was thinking the kid, because the kid now knows how to do the spells. So it could go that Omen route. I don't know if they can. I don't know. He may be like, people cross me, I know what to do to y'all.
Why is he the only one that didn't get popped?
True.
So man, is he related? Is he nephew Tommy? Oh my God.
Hey, baby, man. But when they introduced her, they did a great job. They made it seem like she had dementia. That's basically what they were saying.
Hapless, man. She was just
she didn't know what she was doing. She didn't know where she was going. She needed our help. And
she said, like Mojo put, I know you lying.
He said, "Psych, I don't need y'all help. I'm about to use y'all." And great cinema. The kid comes home, and at first he gets dropped off, and he's like, every kid, we've been in that situation, waiting on your kid, Alex, the kid, waiting for your parents to come pick you up. They don't come, and you're starting to wonder. Your mind probably goes to, they fell asleep, or they got busy, or maybe they forgot. And he ends up walking all the way home, which that was a no-no in and me growing up. You at least one friend or two friends with you. You ain't walking home by yourself, especially that long, walking across train tracks and all of this.
But doesn't that? Because this is the part I was going to bring up at the beginning. I said I was going to wait to the middle of the show, and I knew it would be beneficial in the middle of the show. At that point when you see, like you just said, culturally, little black kids ain't walking home alone. Mm-mm. Is this white sinners?
Message. Hey, baby, like, this is the difference in the culture. Mm-hmm. You never, I don't care if you was just going to the corner store. Most of you, unless it was across the street, you going with somebody.
Yeah.
You going with somebody.
This is such which. And that's what I'm saying. That's a cultural thing, but because I got one of my oldest friends, well, God rest his soul now, because on a rare occasion my mother was late. God rest her soul and his soul. Early, his mother, it was raining, and me and him standing there, we the last two.
Yeah.
And he stopped his mother. He said, his mama ain't here. his mama Erlene got, wonderful woman. She turned around, and right when she was checking me out, like, "Oh, you gonna be okay?" My mother walked in, just to show you the communal aspect.
Right, exactly.
You don't go alone. You're not gonna be left behind.
Right.
You
stay there.
You stay there. Erlene and Buck would have stayed there with me until my mother got there.
Yeah.
It ain't no just.
All right, see you later.
All right, I'm out. And
You'll
then
be all right.
we're the administrators that let this little boy.
In today's time, that don't ever happen. Now they will call you a bunch of times. They'll probably fine you nowadays, or they may end up calling the constable
per minute or what have you.
So like the school completely failed in that. Like they didn't even I think one of them checked with the kid, but I think this little kid was tough, because what I'm about to tell you in a minute, it takes it even to another level. But he immediately was like, "All right, I'm gone. I know how to get home. I'm gonna get home. I'm gonna see." He was more like, "I need to see like what's going on, because this is not normal."
I got to go see some chicks,
bro. He comes in the house, and his parents are just sitting on the couch, and they're like, "How was your day?" I'm like, "Whoa,
man, I'm out. I'm going back to school."
I'm going back to school. But then the Aunt Gladys come around the corner, and in his mind, he like, "I thought you was crippled. I thought you had dementia. I thought that was another part of the plot twist."
No, this little boy is tough and leather.
Yeah,
and he knows something that the people watching this movie don't.
Right, and and to then get questioned by the police, to get only kid. And that's what made me think he was, because they set it up till he was being teased.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, oh, this definitely an Omen situation. He at home cooking up something and made all these kids run into the lake because they was teasing him. That's what I thought this was going. But or I was thinking the aunt was like, "I see how these kids are messing with you, so I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna take care of these kids for you." But no, she just had her own.
But they are kindred spirits. In the event that we see part two of this, they are interconnected, because first of all, he had no fear of anybody as a little boy. He's about 8. He's about 8 years old.
Probably if that.
He ain't had any fear of anybody. And he looking this wicked, evil person in the eye. I understand that your parents jacked up and their minds are gone. And you have to build a certain amount of tough skin. But bruh, you don't even have teen in your age.
Nah, he didn't even cry. I mean, he did tear up, but I thought he was about to shank her. Because he was like, "Put your hands up." He's like, "What you want to do?"
Like, hey man, my mom and daddy retired.
Yeah, man. And then they're sitting at the table and they end up stabbing themselves. I'm like, this is way beyond what I thought.
Yeah, amen.
Way beyond what I thought. And that's when you do a preview of a film, this is how you do it. You just see them running in the street. You have no clue what's going on. And I don't even know if they showed Aunt Gladys in the preview. That was people posting it on social media, some of the clips and stuff, and you trying to put 2 and 2 together, but you still don't know. That's how you do a preview. You leave it to the imagination. So when somebody goes and watches it, they don't have a clue what's going on. They just it's puzzle pieces.
Hey man, what you bet Aunt Gladys is top 5 October 31st?
Yeah,
I'm glad.
I think so. I think so, man. She's like, "All right, sit down." She didn't even. It wasn't even like a easing the little boy in or nothing. It was like, this the deal. I can hurt your parents. Don't say anything. And like culturally wise, I don't know what goes on in that culture, but in ours, there's been plenty of times, I'm sure you too, this is an in-house conversation. Do not talk about this outside. I don't care what it is. I don't care who you talk to. And it was more so of a protection thing, but this was obviously to harm the kid. And then he ends up, she says, "Okay, you're gonna need to feed your parents." I'm like, what the hell? Doing Campbell's soup by the caseload. This dude she should have ordered a pallet of Campbell's soup for this kid. He walking home with Campbell's soup, probably still had to do his homework. Like that part. What was you thinking of that part? He feeding his parents Campbell soup, and then he go down to the basement because he ends up figuring out, that way they end up showing them all running into the house, and he's like, Julie, Richard. I mean, they all like running past him. He's like, okay, I'm assuming he's putting two and two together. These are all the kids from my class, and he's spoon feeding them Campbell's soup.
Come on, man. Ain't no way in the entire hell I would have done that. At this age, at this right age, I'd have been like, hey, man, y'all finna die. And I'm out of here. And I'm out here, mom and daddy.
Yeah, sorry, y'all.
I got to get up out of here. But then again, man, now, it's me on the outside. That's what I'm thinking. But look what he was dealing with, man.
Yeah. I mean, his mind was blown.
Yeah, he was, man, that young man was inflappable. So whatever you see it, I guess it's somebody who's been through a horrific, a horrendous amount of trauma. What's gonna happen to me next, man?
Right. Like, what am I next? Am I gonna be mind controlled next? Like, what do I do?
I stand to lose.
Right.
Because if you kill me, I'm out of this.
Yeah.
You let me live, I got responsibilities.
Yeah.
If you don't bother me, I can help people, man. Man, this little boy, I'm telling you, that I really believe this is a setup for the sequel, man. Because if they don't have a sequel to this in the next 1 to 3 years, I will be utterly shocked.
Yeah, because you can definitely do it, because his demeanor and his like his approach and him being able to do the spell, you're thinking like he was smart enough to see this is what she was doing. All I need to do is duplicate that thing and see what's gonna happen.
I got a question for you. Why did this spell her take on him?
Oh, yeah. I mean, because she needed him. That's why.
No,
she couldn't go outside.
She didn't know he was there. Why is he the only one in the town, only young person of that age eligible for the spell in town?
Yeah.
Not affected.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's what I found myself like, man, y'all got to tell us why he didn't get hit.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, that's a good point. So the principal, he's out of there. The way he just head butted his partner till his head exploded. I'm like, that was like some zombie apocalypse, whatever you want to call it. But that scene right there made you know, like, okay, she is capable of anything, and with a smile on her face, with the crazy lipstick, like they should have won best makeup artist, because I mean, even though it was horrible looking, like it brought the point across. Like you knew she ain't all there. Sure.
Hey man, that was the most horrific thing, dude. That was so far past gangster.
Yeah.
That's
like, imagine if the mob imagine if any criminal empire had the power to do that. Like they would have control right now.
Man,
of everything.
I mean, don't that hurt?
And it was like so much rage to where they didn't have control of their own bodies, and whatever they were doing, they just did. And then she didn't say anything either. So I'm like, how did they know what to do? It was like telepathy, I guess.
Man, that's again so many stones left unturned.
Yeah,
man, it's just.
So this scene right here, you're walking home. I'm you going to a party. Say you in college, you're going to a party, you're walking home, and you see a kid at night running down the street like that. I would say I'm gonna run, but I don't know. The kid may turn around and run after me. But this scene right here,
as long as he's running that way,
scene right here is probably one of the craziest again of the film. Is just in the middle of the night when everybody is asleep, and it's quiet on the streets, and this kid just running down the street in his pajamas, like mind blown. Another
like
crazy
like you about to take off,
like this, yeah, like he about to fly. And that was another like this was kind of a Night Shyamalan type film where he's similar to this, where he'll leave you wondering all the way pretty much until the end. But in this film, though, it gave you pieces like, okay, you know she's controlling people. You just don't know what her end goal is.
Yeah, about what her intentions are.
Right, her intentions are, yeah. So, man, very well done. Alex's, parents are crazy. And then she says, don't step behind this line. And that's when Julia Gardner and Brolin end up like, all right, we got to go in there and figure out what's going on. Like, if we don't go in there, we're never going to know. They end up going in there, end up seeing, okay, something is off. He ends up going to the basement and ends up finding his son down there. And he's like, because that was his main goal. I need to find my son. And there's no way that he just disappeared and everything and nothing was wrong. But obviously to when you think of a horror film, she ends up popping up out of the shadows and ends up, putting him under the spell. He ends up almost choking out. So like that house scene towards the end was really well done too.
I ain't gonna lie, scared the hell out of me, man. That scared me, man, because I was watching this at Old Dog 30. I was watching this at work. I'm in a building all alone.
Yeah. I don't know. That might not have been the right time.
I'm trying to look. I ain't gonna watch it Monday, man. I bought the iPad to the gym. I ain't gonna watch it Monday, man.
Yeah, peeking around the corner.
Okay, first of all, I didn't read anything on it. I didn't know this. I'm thinking it's a thriller.
Yeah,
I didn't know this was a psychopathic thinking type of thing.
This was like, and that's why that was one of the questions. Was this a mystery or horror? It was really neither. It was that thriller. It was psychotic. It was a psycho thriller.
Yeah, man, this is a crazy movie. That's the category this fall into. Crazy.
Yeah. And so Julia Gardner, I mean, had her life flash before our eyes again. Like, she should have died 3 times.
At least.
Drunk in the car, that would have been one. The other dumb moment, the minute somebody's banging on her door, she's like, I'm gonna go outside. Why? What makes you think that was a good idea? She could have got shot.
And you just stabbed.
Right. You 125 pounds with a bag of nickels in your pocket.
Right.
So that's 2 times. And then the cop friend ends up almost choking her. And then Josh Brolin his brain switched and she almost got choked out then. So I'm like, dang, this make you think like she definitely gonna have a piece in the sequel if they do a sequel. I don't know what her part of it will be, but she will definitely have a piece in the sequel. But man, and then the scene that I've seen on social media so many times is Gladys running away and all these kids running through doors and windows and when you see that clip, baby, there you go. When you see that clip, you're thinking, I guess they all turned on her and they were all her minions, if you will, and they all end up turning on her. But then you see what ends up happening to her, and you're like, the ultimate revenge is your creation, quote unquote, to turn on you. I can put that there. But you see that scene, and you see her running. Like, I didn't think she could run that fast. I thought she had a cane and she was crippled. But hey, when 17 kids after you, all bets off.
Sociopathic children.
Jackie Jonah Kersey out here.
She was wide open.
Yeah, she was out there, man. She was out there. But talk about that ending. Was that what you were expecting?
I didn't know what to expect. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know what to expect. I was watching this like, how they gonna tie a bow on this, man?
Right. Exactly.
I'm thinking, what, the kids die, then the kids ain't dead, and then when she running, I'm like, is this her showing her the power that she had. I don't know. Hey man, tell you what,
It left you wondering.
It made me want to see some more.
Yeah, because you know, I'm looking at the time, and I'm thinking, okay, this is coming to an end. So what is getting ready to? Because I just knew in my mind the dad was gonna find his son. He was just on such a mission. He was gonna do it until he died. Like if he died trying to find his son, he was gonna do it. So I'm like, he's gonna find his son. It's just a matter of, I guess, what state is he gonna be in? Is he gonna be dead? Is he gonna be lifeless? And but the way they tore her apart, like that's the way you kill a villain, just like that.
Cat Raggedy.
Yeah, just like pulling basically you to pieces.
Oh God! Do the little boy have control of them?
Well, because he did the spell,
right?
But how did he? You right about that? How did he get them? How did he get them to go after her? Because he took her hair.
Because he the only one.
Yeah, he the only one that really knew the jig.
Yeah,
nobody else seen it.
Only coherent person in the whole town.
Yeah,
like everybody else.
That wasn't. I mean, he was emotionally invested, but he was mature for his age.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Everybody else don't either they're totally ignorant. The people who engage don't know.
Yeah,
they're just trying to figure it out. Because I would kept start calling Joella DeVille from Dalmatian.
Yeah,
Joella out of here.
Yeah,
and she was terrorizing him. And remember, they separated him because he was getting bullied by the children.
Mm-hmm. So like he got it out for them just for that reason alone.
Mm-hmm. He could frame them. Man, it's just crazy. Man. This was good. This was very, very, very interesting.
And then I'm gonna try to find this picture, but when the parents are coming through the door and you see the mom's face through the door, what was that? Was that Nicholas Jack Nicholas? What was that movie?
Shiny.
The
Shiny.
They had that kind of parallel in the film. But man, whatever you do, pay attention to your kids, be active in what they're doing. Every parent-teacher conference, be there, be active, be vigilant as much as possible. Hey, shout out to my man, Adrian Mason. Thank you for tuning in. My brother, appreciate you. But yeah, this film was everything and more. I went into it thinking one thing and left it thinking
totally
mind blown. And yeah, definitely wanting to see more. And then I even watched the whole credits just because I'm like, all right, you got to have some type of something at the end. But this wasn't a Marvel movie, and they didn't give you nothing extra. That's a great filmmaker wanting you to see more.
Cut it off right when you are engaged. Yes,
right. Cut it off at its peak. Yeah, and then so the narrator comes on, the little girl, and she's like, yeah, now some of them are even talking again this year. And that even makes you think like, wow, they are brain dead.
Right.
Parents, he never really talked to his parents again. Or he talked to them, but they didn't talk back.
Yeah. I don't know.
Vegetables.
And then did she put the whammy on his parents?
Maybe.
Why the whammy don't take on him, man?
Well, he obviously that's his great aunt. So, could be that there's some type of, the lineage is there. Because the way he was able to calmly go through the process that he's seen, once? I think he only seen it one time when she was cutting up all the paper and he's like, what are you doing? Yeah, she's like, what are you doing? Hey, let me give Big Illinois in the building. Thank you for tuning in. He said, have y'all watched Barbarian, debut film from the director, next film, Resident Evil? I haven't, but now it makes me want to see it because the way he did this film. But I may have to check that out.
Yeah, man, this was great, man. This would have been a good show, like you said.
Wilkes, man, I know you would have. But this is probably, I think, some of the best conversation we probably have had
ever.
in a minute.
Long time.
In a minute. Because it's so many points in this film that makes you want to talk about it and you see what other people were thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Theodore. Thank you for tuning in. Give us a thumbs up. Big Illinois with a thumbs up. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to the shirt that I'm wearing. This is by News with Flavor. It's Monique Sarita. She sent me this shirt. Shout out to her. Wanted to rock it on the show. So you can type that in, News with Flavor with Monique. Does a great job with her podcast and covering sports. But I just wanted to rock a shirt this week that wasn't of BSG Network to shout out somebody else.
I got to do one too. This is from the flea market.
It's from Traders Village. People that live here in Texas, y'all know about Traders Village. But next week, we're going to get back to previewing what we were doing next week. And let's play that preview. And then we'll come right back and end the show. Find that. Bam. Lamar Odom. We're gonna review that documentary next week, and people may wonder, we already know his story. Nobody can tell your story better than you. And he, at this point in his life, I commend him. I think I don't know how many days clean or months, clean that he is, but
wow.
What'd you say?
Couple hours.
5 hours. But the guy is trying to work out his situation. So we can review that next week. But I was gonna say Lamar Odom was supposed to be like KD before KD. Like he was like a 6.
Oh, he was more like a giant LeBron.
Okay, that's a good comparison. But he could shoot. He had handle, and he was like, he got to be like 6'9" probably.
He's 6'10".
Yeah, so he's like a center playing point guard, and that was at that point when he was coming out of Rhode Island. That was unheard of. So he was LeBron. He was like a LeBron KD mashup. KD with the height, but LeBron with the ball handling and the skill that he had.
A-Trap with the left hand, baby.
Hey, that sweet lefty, man. Almost every person I know with a left-handed shot. It was pure. It was crisp.
Make sure
you wanted him on your team.
Hey, make sure you don't watch me on your team. Well, I couldn't shoot him to the ground, boy.
He was the only lefty I'm aware of that couldn't shoot.
Very well. This right here.
But man, Lamar Odom, man, Slam magazine, during the 2000s, it was. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that because I really want to hear him tell his story. Mm-hmm. So that's coming up next week. The week after that, we'll give you a little bit of preview of what we're doing. It's a film called Mercy. It's on Amazon. It's actually the #1 film currently on Amazon. And then Untold, the Jailblazers is what we could do on 420, which is interesting. But Microwave pointed that out, and that team, Jailblazers meaning the Trailblazers. So that was Rasheed Wallace, Bonzi Wells. Like that team really went on some runs, but every other week something was going on. So that's what we got coming up. Make sure to tune in. Check out
420 for real.
No, that's just when we reviewing it. I think it comes out a couple days before that, but that's just the date that we're gonna review it. But the Lamar Odom doc comes out tomorrow. He's already kind of going on. He went on some interviews on podcasts. So he was one of my favorite players coming out of college. Now, once he got on the Lakers, I wasn't really a Lakers fan, but that was probably the best and worst thing that probably could happen to him being in LA.
Left hand,
and being linked to a Kardashian.
Toxic.
If you look at everyone that is either dated or married, they all have some type of issue. Reggie Bush got his Heisman taken away.
Man. OJ. They knocked out one. Chloe. That's Chloe. Man. I don't care what nobody said.
I'm telling you, man.
That big old chin. That's OJ.
Yeah.
Man,
she done said it too. But all right, we'll be back next week. A-Trap, what's coming up into the bench? I know you talked about some rebranding.
Rebranding, man. My program is about empowering the community. I talk about making life greater for our great grandchildren's grandchildren. Everything that we've ever done that was positive in the Black community started with God. Whether you call him Jehovah Jireh, whether you call him Allah, or whether you just use the generic name God. And so I'm going to rebrand to God as community, and everything I do will be focused upon that. Whether it be an interview, whether it be interview or commentary, it will be focused on communal empowerment and God first. So,
yeah, and we need that. God really needs to be the center of our lives. That's how we really able to go through this life without going crazy. Like, to be honest, man, you need the Lord. So.
Yep, so that's what I'm doing. And I'm not gonna be preachy. I'm not doing that. It's still gonna be rap, but it's gonna be what it's just a rebrand and retitle, and then I'm vibrating higher, and then I'm moving forward. I got a couple things, a couple irons in the fire. I'm stagnant a little bit, so that's why I haven't been doing. If you notice, I haven't done a whole lot recently.
Yeah. I know you've been
under the weather,
health wise too. Yeah,
I'm doing, man. 2026 punched me in the face.
Yeah,
but a week ago today, I got revelation, and I'll tell you about it after we end it. But yeah,
and I forgot, man. But migrating, I forgot to do that. But to me, it's I'm gonna give it a 5. It was just besides the cop. Which he had a purpose in the film though. He was hilarious and dumb. You gotta have one dumb character. And James, the drug abuser, like he was hilarious too. But
I'm going with a 5 too, man.
Okay, but I mean, it was when you think of a thriller horror film, when you think of if you could put what would make a perfect film, they hit all the points. Shout out to the director. But this is how you make a film that brings conversation and that brings people wanting to watch it again. And we've been doing this question lately, the rewatchability. I would say yes. I'm probably gonna watch it again because there's some stuff I'm sure I missed.
You miss, and that's the beauty in movies like this. Like I said, it's the top of the show. You blink, you miss it.
Yeah, just that quick. So I think I may go watch Paradise. I know my wife probably gonna want to watch it, so I may wait. But it's getting renewed for another season. Hey, the last season they said. But,
how many episodes you love Craft Country?
Yeah, I think I'm on 6.
You halfway done.
Yeah.
You like?
Yeah. It's a great show. It's a great show. I need to follow up on Misha Tate.
Misha Green. Misha Green.
What's she working on next?
Man, they ain't letting that lady make no more TV. They gonna get her some money not to work.
Yeah, I thought she was in the Marvel. I thought the Marvel was giving her some.
Maybe the best way, because if you saw the map that she drew out for Lovecraft Country 2.
Yeah, I remember you saying, the last thing she did was 2020. Lovecraft Country, that was it. Man, get a DC or Marvel, give her a bag and let her. DC probably needed more than Marvel, but let her roam around.
Yeah, that lady, hey, bitch, ain't gonna rid of that lady, man.
Yeah,
they'll probably give her hey, we're gonna give you an 8-movie deal and then give her the money and just go away.
Yeah, and then she make the first movie and they're like, nah. So Adrian, these are the YouTube channels kind of scrolling down at the bottom. BSC Network is the overall network channel for the podcast, this podcast and others. And then the End of the Bench Media is A-Traps. He does a lot of great shows. And then TikTok is BSC Network. And then I believe it's A-Trap on TikTok. But yeah, definitely check us out there. And then Adrian, he does a podcast on the Man of God network. I don't know if it's a network or not, but going through lessons and really giving us some of the raw, uncut word of God. So check out Adrian Mason. You can friend him. But yeah, these are the channels scrolling down at the bottom. So I appreciate that.
Thank you for the support.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's go ahead and close it out.
Nah, I was looking for that map. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I remember. I remember you sending it to us at one point in time.
Yeah. When you look at that, you see like, this is why
Yeah, she really. She was taking it to the highest level. They didn't want that.
And she did this show called Underground.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. Somebody. I don't care. Somebody give her a bag. Let her create. But maybe she do her own thing. Hey, put it on YouTube.
Hey, whatever she do, I'll watch because she well, Malcolm X be like, whoa.
Malcolm X be like, oh, I gotta watch that.
Tell it.
Yeah.
Tell you, man, you be staring pharaohically. Man,
I had to use that one day.
And then, like with that Lovecraft Country, as you watch it, it's a lot of Black history in there.
It is.
It's a lot of Black
history. It is. Colorism.
Why the White House
military.
Is white. Did you catch on to that?
Yeah.
First episode, why the White House is white.
Yeah.
Sundown towns.
Sundown towns.
You'll see as they go in. I don't want to ruin it for you. It's this one.
Yeah, there's the one with the two girls. I've been seeing these clips all over. So
yes.
I need to get back on it. I need to finish it out. I think I got like four episodes.
No, I think it's 13.
13? Okay.
You got 5 more. 6 more.
Yeah.
7 more. No, you said you was on episode 6.
I think like 6.
Yeah, 7 more. I think that's when you're finna really start to get into history.
Yeah.
The lady on the motorcycle, I'm just gonna give you one. The lady on the motorcycle is a historic lady. So she makes a cameo. All she does is dance and keep on. That's a historic situation.
All right. I got to get back on it. But go ahead and close this out.
Man, thank y'all for tapping in. Please, as being stated on the bottom of the screen, subscribe to BS3 Network. Subscribe to End of the Bench Media. Tell a friend to tap in. Hit like, hit share, comment. Leave a comment, leave likes. Thank you for your support. 2 fingers, 1 word. We are. He's been unbeat. We are out.
Peace.